In the vast deserts of Xinjiang, a monumental project is taking shape. The Midong Solar Farm, now the largest solar power station on Earth, stretches to the horizon, a sea of blue-black panels. This silent giant harnesses the sun's energy, powering millions of homes and cities thousands of kilometers away. It's more than a power plant. It's China's declaration of a new era, one fueled by sunlight, not oil. The scale is staggering, millions of panels tracking the sun with robotic precision. Electricity from here travels through ultra-high voltage lines, lighting up China's eastern megacities. This is a symbol of China's industrial might and its ambition to lead the world in clean energy. For decades, China's growth was powered by coal and oil, at great environmental and strategic cost. Now, Beijing is pivoting, seeking energy independence and technological supremacy. The hum of inverters in Xinjiang signals a new era, echoing from Washington to Riyadh. China is no longer just the world's factory, it aims to be the world's green powerhouse. Billions are being invested in solar, wind and hydro projects across the country. This is a coordinated state-led transformation of the entire economy. The Sun Dragon has awakened, not with fire, but with clean, renewable energy. The world is watching to see what China will do next. The message is clear. The future of energy is being built here. And it's changing the global balance of power. To see where China is headed, we must remember its past, one written in coal. Coal powered China's rise, fueling factories and lifting millions from poverty, but at a steep price. Smog choked cities, health crises soared, and environmental damage became impossible to ignore. As China's middle class grew, so did its appetite for oil, most of it imported. This dependence on foreign oil created a strategic vulnerability, tying China's fate to global markets and distant conflicts. Leaders in Beijing saw the risks, economic shocks, political leverage by rivals, and a future out of their control. The environmental crisis and reliance on imports became a perfect storm. Smog-filled skies and oil dependency threatened both public health and national security. China's leaders faced a choice: continue on a dangerous path or forge a new one. They chose transformation, not just for the environment, but for survival and global leadership. The decision to pivot away from coal and oil was a calculated move. It was about reclaiming control over China's destiny. The old model was unsustainable. The new model is about resilience. Clean energy is now a matter of national security. The long shadow of coal and oil is fading. China is determined to never be held hostage by energy again. The Green Revolution is its answer. China's energy security has long been haunted by a narrow stretch of water, the Strait of Malacca. Most of China's imported oil passes through this vulnerable choke point. A blockade here could cripple the nation's economy overnight. This Malacca dilemma gives rivals, like the US Navy, enormous leverage. China has tried to build pipelines through Myanmar and Pakistan, but these are costly and risky. The vulnerability remains. That's why the shift to renewables is more than environmental policy. It's a national security imperative. Every solar panel and wind turbine reduces dependence on imported oil. By generating power from its own sun, wind, and rivers, China is breaking free from geographic constraints. The Green Revolution is the ultimate answer to the Malacca dilemma. Energy independence is now a strategic goal. The stakes are nothing less than China's future security. The path to self-reliance runs through the deserts and mountains of China. China's response is a great green leap forward, a state-driven mission to transform its energy system. The government has set ambitious targets: carbon neutrality by 2060, and a massive shift to non-fossil fuels. These aren't just promises, they're backed by huge investments and political will. China is building the world's largest wind and solar farms, expanding nuclear power, and constructing mega dams. It's a multi-pronged strategy, betting on every low-carbon technology. State-owned enterprises, subsidies, and 5-year plans drive this transformation. The top-down approach allows for rapid, large-scale change. The goal: energy independence and insulation from global market shocks. This isn't just about new power plants. It's about rewiring the entire economy. New supply chains, new jobs, new technologies. It's a monumental leap into a cleaner, more secure future. China is determined to lead the world's energy transition. China's Green Revolution is shaking the foundations of the global energy system. For decades, power meant controlling oil and gas. Now it's about mastering clean technology. As China pivots away from fossil fuels, oil exporters like Saudi Arabia and Russia face declining influence. China's shift threatens their economies and global standing. Meanwhile, China is exporting its green technology worldwide, building solar farms and wind projects from Asia to Africa. Through initiatives like the Belt and Road, China is forging new alliances and economic partnerships. The definition of an energy superpower is changing. In the 21st century, it's about who can build and deploy renewables at scale. China is positioning itself as the dominant player in this new order. Its green revolution is a grand strategy for global leadership. The world's energy map is being redrawn. Old powers are scrambling to adapt. The future belongs to those who control the technology of the sun and wind. China's dominance in green technology is giving it unprecedented global influence. It manufactures most of the world's solar panels, wind turbines, and batteries. As countries race to meet climate goals, they find themselves dependent on Chinese supply chains. The world may be moving away from OPEC only to become reliant on Beijing. This gives China new economic and political leverage. It can influence prices, reward allies, and punish rivals by controlling access to key components. We've already seen China use its control over rare earth minerals as a tool of statecraft. Now the same could happen with solar panels or batteries. The US and EU are scrambling to build their own green tech industries. A new global competition is underway, a race for technological supremacy in the green economy. China has a head start, but others are catching up. The battle to control the energy of the future has begun. The stakes are global power and influence. China and the US are taking radically different paths in the energy race. China's approach is top-down long-term planning, state-driven investment, and rapid deployment. When Beijing decides to build, it builds fast. The US, by contrast, is fragmented. Energy policy shifts with politics, and progress is often slow. America relies on private companies and market incentives, fostering innovation but lacking scale. China's model delivers speed and scale. The US excels at breakthrough technologies. China installs more solar and wind power each year than the rest of the world combined. Its manufacturing dominance is the result of decades of industrial policy. The US is now trying to catch up, investing billions in its own green industry. Recent legislation signals a shift toward a more strategic approach. The race is on, but the two giants are running it in very different ways. The outcome will shape the global energy future. Innovation versus scale. Who will lead the green revolution? China's green revolution faces serious challenges beneath the surface. Massive projects often displace local communities, fueling social unrest, especially among minorities. Allegations of forced labor in supply chains have drawn global criticism and risk reputational damage. Technical hurdles loom. The sun doesn't always shine, the wind doesn't always blow. Integrating intermittent renewables into the grid requires smarter infrastructure and vast energy storage. China leads in ultra-high voltage transmission, but grid stability remains a constant struggle. The green transition itself has an environmental cost. Solar panel manufacturing and mineral mining can pollute land and water. China's dominance in critical minerals comes at a price, with some regions suffering severe environmental damage. Global demand for these minerals is soaring, intensifying environmental and geopolitical pressures. Many minerals are sourced from unstable regions, creating new supply chain risks. Other countries are racing to secure their own supplies, sparking new competition. The green wall is impressive, but it's not indestructible. Hidden cracks could threaten the entire project if not managed carefully. As 2025 ends, a new global energy era is dawning. The age of oil is fading, the age of sun and wind is rising. China's Great Green Leap Forward is driving this transformation. By betting on renewables, Beijing is making a play for global leadership. The balance of power is shifting. Technology and manufacturing now matter more than geology. Nations that master clean energy systems will be the new superpowers. China's control over green tech supply chains gives it lasting influence. The US and Europe are racing to build their own capacity, sparking a clean energy arms race. The transition will be disruptive. Some countries will struggle, and competition for minerals could spark new conflicts. But the direction is clear. The world is moving toward infinite clean energy. The question is who will lead this new era. China's bold strategy has forced the world to adapt or be left behind. The race to control the power of the sun will define the destiny of nations.